Okay guys, so here I am today with my lovely assistant Evan, and we are going to show you this very cool trick. So this is what it looks like. So over here I have a deck of cards. All the cards are pretty mixed up, just like so. We can go ahead and give them a little bit of a mix-up if the spectator would want, but it honestly doesn't really matter just because you can see here all the cards are pretty random, right? So what's going to happen is this. So basically, Evan, what's going to happen is I'm going to teach you how to do a card trick. It's a very simple trick, but Evan, hold out your hand because I'm actually going to give you the deck here. Go ahead and take the deck, and I want you to just deal 10 cards face down on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could put the deck down, just kind of square up the cards just in a pile, you know, so a pile of 10 cards. Perfect, just like that. Now, here, the deck over here, Evan, I want you to cut half the deck, just cut half the deck, and I want you to put the other half on top, but sideways. So we can like mark the spot where you cut, just like that. And actually over here, I'm just gonna show you how to hold on these cards. So hold out your hand and just place your hand here and then place your other hand on top of the cards just like this. So go ahead and do that with the 10 cards. So now look, you just cut the cards and then you place the other half on top sideways. So we just marked the cut in the spot where you just cut. So let's go ahead and take a look at the card you cut to. So the 3 of hearts. So this means we're gonna try and get 3 cards into your hand. That you're holding 10 cards right now, we're gonna try and get 13. Evan, I'm gonna tell you the secret of all magic tricks right now. It's all in the hand gestures. That's right. What I want you to do is lift up your hand and just pretend to take 1, 2, 3 cards just like that and do it. 1, 2, 3. Wave your hand over the pack. Snap your fingers. And just like that, count how many cards you have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. 3 cards have transported into your hand. So guys, that was the trick. Hope you guys liked it, and now for the tutorial. Okay guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So some of you guys might have been kind of familiar with this trick. You might have recognized it from somewhere. This is a version of the trick that Matt Franco did on America's Got Talent a couple years back. But basically, he had 2 people both take 10 cards, and then he had someone freely choose any card, and they chose a 3. And he made 3 cards leave from one pile and transport in the other pile. So one pile had 7 cards, and the other pile had 13 cards, and that was just absolutely amazing. If you guys want to know how to do that trick, I actually have already made a tutorial for that Matt Franco trick. I think like last year or a few months ago. I have definitely made a tutorial for that trick, so go ahead and check that out if you want to know how to do that style trick. But today, I'm showing you just another version that I think is a little bit more powerful because everything is mostly in the spectator's hands. And I think stuff that happens in the spectator's own hands is just another level of magic because you barely even touch the cards at all. And the spectator will just freak out because it's just absolutely impossible. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that trick that I just did. So it's pretty simple. All you're going to need is just a little setup. So just take out any 3 that you want. I'm just going to take out the 3 of hearts. You're going to count down 10 cards from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to place your 3 right here in the 11th position. So now you have 10 cards on top of that 3. So now when you go ahead and just spread out the deck, all the cards are mixed up. Like all these cards are completely mixed up. You just have this 1 3 right here in the 11th position, but obviously the spectator will not be able to like notice that because they have no idea what the trick is yet. So you can go ahead and just show here all the cards are totally random and shuffled, and what you can do is you can shuffle some cards off the bottom like this and then just move them right back to the bottom so that it doesn't disturb the order of the cards here on top. So now this is the first move you're going to do. So you're going to explain to the spectator that you're going to teach them how to do a magic trick. So what you're going to do as you're talking is you're going to riffle down 1, 2, 3 cards from the back just like this, and then you're going to hold a pinky break just like this. So you're going to do that as you're talking to say like, All right, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to do a magic trick, and it's very easy, and this is basically what's going to happen. And in that entire sentence, I've just gotten a break right above 3 cards, just like this. Now what I'm going to do, I didn't really do this in the performance because it wouldn't have worked with this camera angle, but in real life, this is what you would want to do. Because in the performance, all I did was I just took the cards away like this and then gave the deck to Evan, but in a real performance, what I would do is I would hold this pinky break, I would bring the cards back, and then I would bring the entire deck forward, but I would leave these 3 cards back in my hand just like this, and I'd be holding these cards between my fingers here and like the base of my thumb, while the deck is in my hand just like this. I would hold out the deck and then just give it to him as I drop my hand to my side. And since your hand is going to be pointed to their eye level, it's going to look like this, and they will pretty much like not be able to see the cards, especially if you squeeze your hand and the cards sort of bevel into the shape of your own hand. That is just going to be completely invisible to see. And don't worry, they will not be able to see or notice it if you just talk and just sort of do it on the offbeat. So just say like, all right, so I'm just going to give you the deck here, and this is what's going to happen. And just like that, I've stolen 3 cards off the bottom, just like this. So now I'll get back to these cards in a moment, but just pretend that they're still in my hand because that's what's happening. So now what's going to happen is the spectator is going to deal down 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they do this completely freely. There's no tricky moves in this part. So now you are actually completely set up so that your 3 is actually on top of the deck. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell them to set the deck down. I can go back to palming these cards just like this. You're going to ask the spectator to cut the cards to just a free random spot, and later you reveal they cut to the 3. So this is called a crisscross force, I believe. But what's happening is you ask the spectator to cut half the deck and place the other half on top, but sideways, just like this. You'll notice that just like this half that is just vertically is actually the top half. And this is going to be the card that you show. So basically, you're just showing the top card of the pack. But since you put it on sideways, and then since you leave this to the side, just for a split second, they're actually going to kind of forget which half is which, because first, you're going to do this part first. So you tell them to do the crisscross force, basically. So you're going to tell them to place the other half on top sideways, and then we'll get back to this in a moment. So now what you're going to do is, during this whole time, as they're cutting the cards, you're actually going to be going behind your back and transferring from this palm position to just a classic palm in your opposite hand, just like this. So you're just going to transfer to a classic palm, just like this. And right here, as they finish turning the pack sideways, right as they place it on top, that is your cue, because they are still distracted by doing this whole process of cutting the cards. What you're going to do is just make sure the pack with the 10 cards is squared up, because you're going to hold these 3 cards in classic palm, and you're going to place your hand here with the cards on top, and you're going to drag your hand along the table, and you're just going to pick up the cards just like this. So that's just a natural motion to pick up the cards and place them in your hand. Now what you're doing here is you're explaining that you want the spectator to hold the cards in their hand and place their other hand on top of the cards in like a sandwich manner, just like this. And then you hand the pack to them, and they think that you just picked up the 10 cards and you're done, but you've actually just added 3 cards on top of the 10 card packet, and they have no idea that you just did that. So now the trick is almost done. You basically just have to lift up the pack that is sideways, show them the card that they freely cut to. This is just the 4th card right here, the 3 of hearts. And you're going to tell them that the secret to all magic tricks, it's all within the hand gestures. So they're holding the cards like this, and then you tell them to lift up their hand and to just pretend they take 3 cards and throw them into the pack. Wave their hand over, snap their fingers, whatever you guys want. You can change up the script as much as you guys want, but now you let them count the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and they will find that they have just placed 3 cards into their own hand, which is just impossible. So I like this version a little bit better than the way that Matt Franco does it, because all of the things that he does, it's basically in his own hands. And whenever a magician is handling cards, it's obvious that they are doing something tricky with the cards. That's why I like this version, because mostly everything is in the spectator's hands. The one tricky move is you just sliding the cards across the table, but all you're doing in the spectator's eyes, all you're doing is you're just explaining what you want them to do with the cards, and obviously your hands are empty before you pick up the cards just like this hand is empty. They don't know that the cards are palmed, but it just looks like you're sliding the cards here, place them in your hand, and then you place your other empty hand on top. So it just looks like it's completely fair. And that's why I really like this version, because since it's all in the spectator's hands, it just makes it all the more impossible. So that's basically the trick, guys. Hopefully you guys like this trick, and see you guys for my next video. Bye.